Let's just get right to the point. All right, so I'm going to get right to the point. Six days ago is May 9th, 2024. Today's date is May 15th, 2024, 8:49 p.m. So what I'm going to do here is you're going to see this image. I'm not going to say anything, but you're going to see this image right here. And in this parking lot that's in front of the Philadelphia Art Museum, you'll notice just by looking at it in that direction right about there, here's what you'll notice. You'll see something that looks like you got the nose, the eyes. I'm going to come up like this. Yeah, going like there. And then if you go in this direction and take the dam, like Hoover Dam, cross over Hoover Dam, go down the Schuylkill River, because it's the Schuylkill River. When you're in school, when you're getting schooled, you're going to get killed. So this is the Schuylkill River right here. And what you have here is a serpent rising up from the water, the dam, the sea, the ocean, whatever you want to call it. All right. So keep that in mind. You have a serpent riding up from Schuylkill River, and that's rising up out of the Schuylkill River. What does that look like? Right there. Here, let's put it that way. Or you can put it that way if you want. Remember, again, I'm not saying anything. You're the one thinking what you're thinking. I said nothing. All I'm doing is outlining and pointing out the obvious when it comes to this heavy burden that I seem to have on my shoulders. I mean, I gotta let this thing loose. I gotta tell you what I think. I gotta tell you what I'm seeing. And if I have a heavy burden on my shoulder, you should help me with this heavy burden on my shoulder. All right? Just saying. It's what you should do, because that's what the Bible says. That's what Skip says. Skip says that that's what the Bible says.
The things that of life that crush in on them. But in verse 5, each one shall bear.
Hold on. So when they crush in on them, but like Uranus is a planet, you know how Jacob Israel drinks from a cup? Look at this guy here. Here, let me blow him up. Watch this. This guy here, he looks like a drunken AI. All right. Hold on a second. I'm under attack. All right. So here. This is the eye. Look at that as like just drunk. The face, the helmet, head, crown. Over here, the body coming down. He's reaching over to Benjamin Franklin Parkway. He has a cup in his hand, and he's drinking from that cup the cross, the cup of fornication, Because here you go, it's fornication. But at the same time, it's Christ, the tree of life, and he has his hands up like that. And he's being crucified over here. So when you look at him further up, you're looking at the serpent. You're looking at Jonathan Kleck's face because I drew it. But you notice how you're look at the eyes are different now. It almost looks like it's Chinese. Look. Look at that. And then the face, the head. Wait, let me get that bright yellow. Bright yellow. No, brighter. Go with that. No. Alright, so I'll stick with that one. But it's bright yellow here. The face. It looks like there's headphones on at the top. And then this eye has more of a darker tint, so it looks like it's a patch. So it's like a patch of the eye. And through all that, you got Jonathan Kleck being drawn by me because it's a serpent eating Johnny. Back on March 26th, 2021. That was only 1 year after Jonathan Kleck called me a nerd. So I drew a picture of him, and it looked just like the Philadelphia Art Museum. And this was before the time that I went into the art museum to record all those 33 songs. So I went in here. This is what I got it from right here. Here's the picture. Right there. So let's blow this up a little bit. There.
Those were revelations from the Lord God. What are the odds of
all of this?
From the Lord.
Because that's what it was right there. And then see the eyes? The eyes are there. Turn around. Giving you an upside down version of it. turning it, and then so, and the funny thing is, it's Stroman's, right? The bread of life, bread, Stroman's bread. It's Stroman's bread that my mother-in-law, she used to work at Stroman's, so she had paper printed out with Stroman's on it. My wife's mother, Stroman's, like bread, like the bread of life. That's what you're getting fed. So this right here is where it used to look like a sheep. And this is the 5-burner oven. 5-burner oven. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then right here, this was where the sheep used to be. It was a clear sheep here, and the eye was right about there because it was the telephone pole, or not the parking pole. It's like that, and that was one of them right here, and it lined up perfectly with a sheep.
Those were revelations from the Lord God to what are the odds of all of this?
And then considering the date when I drew this, March 22nd, or 26th, March 26th, I went on the 23rd. 2021. 3 years later, you know what happened? From this date right here, you know what happened?
21-person crew. The Dolly's voice data recorder shows about 90 seconds after the first sign of trouble, the onboard pilot called for help, asking nearby tugboats to respond. Less than a minute later, the Mayday call. Then, the devastating collision. The damage on board is extensive. Part of the bridge came down on the bow, leaving a deep gash. Cargo containers with hazardous material sit sheared open.
When you get out here on the water and you look at that, you really get a sense for the massive effort that we're dealing with.
The Army Corps of Engineers has to clear a 700-foot wide channel to get the port back open. Now, the Navy is bringing in the largest floating crane on the East Coast overnight. It can lift up to 1,000 tons, but they think the piece of bridge laying across the ship weighs 3 or 4 times that. John?
Wow. Chris Van Cleve. Thank you, Chris.
March 26th, 2024. 3 years later, the bridge collapsed, right? But not only that, when I was in the art museum on 2024, I was recording a Pink Floyd Money song. And in that song, the video, Pink Floyd Money, shows a bridge. And then I'm recording my footage at the bottom at the art museum. And then up at the top is Money, Pink Floyd video. And then on the right side is the bridge collapse, which happened 3 days later after 3/23/2024. 3 days later, this is what happened. She's already crying. What? Why would you? Huh? She's already crying. I don't think anybody can cry that quick. But anyway, that's what happened 3 days later, on March 26, 2024. 3 years and 3 days later, 33. That's what happened. So pay attention to this video. Let it sink in. Here's Pink Floyd's video, Money. However old that is, 30, 40 years ago. My footage. In the Art Museum on 3/23/2024. These are all the songs that I picked, 13 of them. These are still images that I'll zoom in, I will fast forward, I'll rewind, and then this is the actual flowing footage of Pink Floyd. Here's my flowing footage of the Art Museum at the same time. Whatever you decide to focus in on, they're still going to line up with each other. Doesn't matter. At the same time. At the same time. I didn't get to the bridge scene yet. There it is. There's the bridge. Pink Floyd, Money, right here. Let me find out when it was written. All right, 1973. What happened? The music video. All right. The music video for Pink Floyd's Money was released in 1973. The song is from the band's 1973, so that's 3 years before I was born. Before I was born. Before I was born, 3 years. Money, which is The Dark Side of the Moon, which is known for its many hit songs in connection to The Wizard of Oz. Go figure. Money is the first song on the album's second side and is the only song on the album to make the Billboard Hot 100s to 100 to 20, whatever that means. All right, so 1973. There you go. That's when the video the music video for Pink Floyd was made. So it's 3 years before I was born, which means whoever I was 3 years before I was born is who directed the music video. That's who I am. So I'm going to have to find out who that guy is. Who directed Pink Floyd's music video Money in 1973? Wayne Isham directed the 1973 music video for Pink Floyd's Money song. The video contrasts wealth and luxury with poverty and homelessness. Money is a song by Roger Waters from Pink Floyd's 1973 album, The Dark Side of the Moon. The song reached number 13. So 13, the Good Stewart number. 13 is the number of Judas on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. The song features David Gilmour on vocals and guitar, Roger Waters on bass, guitar, music, lyrics, and tape effects. Richard White or Wright, electric guitar or piano, drums. You can watch this official music video on loop. Here, you can watch the official music video on YouTube. So this platform right here, it's called YouTube. Right here. You can watch this official video on YouTube. Before, after, same video. All throughout Pink Floyd's video, which is up here, and here's the bridge. So there you go. This is why I started it, the Baltimore Bridge. You're going to see it in my video at the art museum at the same exact time that I'm recording this. You see the eye, you see the money theme. Eye, money, pyramid. It's blown up. Here's the pillar of the bridge underneath of it. There's the triangle. In the beginning, it didn't blow up, but there was smoke, and it disintegrated. Fireplace. Believe that I can do it. Fireplace. Explosion. Believe that I can do it. Believe that I can go in the art museum and preach my preach. So what I'm saying in this video was before I recorded this right here, because I picked Money, the song, and I was going to play it in the art museum, which I did. So I picked this song, and I said 13 of those songs are going to line up. Here's Money, and here's my imagery. I'm talking about it in the video. All these songs. Telepathically, of course. I'm telling you I'm going to see imagery lining up. And then tonight, on that day, I'm going to come home and compare it and show you that it happened so brightly tonight. She's riding her tree of life. Now I'm saying this in this video right here. There I am. I'm talking. Here's the date. March 9th, 2024. This is 1973. This is March 23rd, 2024. This is 2 weeks beforehand. What I'm telling you is, what I'm saying in that video is, in the art museum in 323. Believe that I can go in the art museum in 323. Alright, so believe that I can go to art museum. Believe that I can go in the art museum on 323. All these songs beforehand, telling you I'm going to see imagery lining up. And then tonight, this is what you're going to see. Imagery, you're going to see it. It's going to line up. It's going to line up with my imagery. Did you see anything lining up yet? You may say no. That's fine. On that day, I'm going to come home and compare it and show you that it happened so brightly tonight. She's so brightly, like as soon as I said brightly, I don't control these things that happen. I just let it play, and then as it goes, somehow it seems to blend into exactly what my words are, as if God had already watched my video and implanted what was going to happen in Pink Floyd's video before I recorded the video, because he already knew and seen what I was going to record. Riding her tree of life. I could never figure that one out, but it's what keeps happening. You know you're never sure, but you're sure you could be right. And boy, if you held yourself up to the light and the embers never fade in your city by the lake, where I was born in Lakeland, Florida, the place where you were born, there's the bridge right there. Believe. Believe in me 2 weeks beforehand, rare. Believe. 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 Look at the bridge.
All the subtle flavors of my life are become bitter seeds and poison leaves.
This is crazy.
You represent what's true.
You got my footage.
I drain the color from the sky and turn
1973.
blue. You.
And then
these arms lack a purpose.
March 26th.
Flapping like a hummingbird. I'm nervous
3 years later.
'cause I'm the left eye. You're the right. Would it not be madness to fight? We come one.
See how it's like destruction, explosion, disintegrating, blowing up, destroying, all the same. Give it a minute. I'll get to it. Just hold on a second. Gotta let it build up. Here it goes. This bridge is going to collapse that one. 1973, March 26, 2024. 1973, 2024. March 23rd, 2024. $1973. Money. Same time, video, still images, video recording. Baltimore Bridge collapsing. Watch how the bridge, right here, runs into this bridge and knocks it down. Watch. I'm going to show you. It's going to happen over here though. Okay, the eye, the money. This is like a money room. Pyramid blowing up. There's the bridge. Here's the underneath portions right here. That's what that is. Under bridge. Under bridge. There's the bridge. There's that bridge. There's the eye, all-seeing eye. There's the money. This room is like money. Look at the money on the ceiling. It's like money all over the place. Explosion. The bridge collapsed. Bridge. Look at the angle. Angle. Same time. Money. Bridge underneath. Underneath. Collapsed. Blown up. Destroyed. Bridge. Bridge. Wait till this bridge comes over here and turns and knocks this one over. At the same time that I'm showing you my footage at the bottom. 1973 at the top. Explosion 1973, 1973. 2024, 2024. 3/26, 2024. 40, 50 years ago. Yikes. 51 years ago. Here. 50. 1 year ago. Last year. This year. I'm sorry. This year. You're going to notice that this bling bling from 1973 is going to line up with over here on 3/26, 2024. Just patiently watch and you'll see it unfold. Money, money, circular. Now I'm going into other branching off into everything else that was similar.
Today, I'm going to be showing you my brand new We Create Vision.
A weekend night in Baltimore, Maryland. A portion of the Francis Scott Key
See
Bridge
that and
collapsed.
that? It's at the same time.
Down into the harbor. That large boat collided with the bridge around 1:30 Baltimore, Maryland. A portion of the Francis Scott Key Bridge has collapsed. You see what happened down into the
1973.
harbor. That large boat collided with the bridge around 1:30
It even
this
lined
morning.
up with that one.
That just sent the span rippling
Still
down into those
images
freezing
as
waters
I'm playing
below.
the
Authorities are trying
video
to
itself
rescue
to roll
at least
through.
7 people who were doing overnight work on the bridge. They're believed to have been tossed into the waves. Fire crews say several vehicles hit the water, including one the size of a tractor trailer. Helping people were able.
Money. It's money all the way around. Money. It's money at the ceiling all the way around. It's pyramids upside down. It's pyramids right side up.
Fire crews say several vehicles hit the water, including one the size of a tractor trailer. Helping people were able to get out of their vehicles when they got into the water.
Even when she
Divers have
turned.
been dispatched into the water. Divers have been dispatched into to get out
Even
of
when
their
she
vehicles
turns,
when they
my
got
video
into the water.
turns.
To get out of their vehicle. To get out of their vehicles when they got. To get out of their. To get out of. 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 To get out of their vehicles when they got into the water. Divers have been dispatched into the water for what is now being called a dire mass casualty incident.
All I'm
Just
showing is
I have
what
chills,
is lining up.
thinking
What
about
is what I'm
people who
saying
were in
it
those
is.
vehicles and the workers.
That's what it
And now
is.
the rescue that's underway.
And so
No,
we're
you'd
going to
have
think
chills
good
'cause
thoughts
you're
and
doing
some
what I'm doing
prayers
right
and
now.
bring you updates as soon as they come in.
For information and inspection and maintenance history. Then at least 6 specialized teams pieced together those details for a report containing the cause and sequence of events. And finally, the NTSB. Then at least 6 specialized teams pieced together those details for a report containing the cause and sequence of events. And finally, the NTSB will issue safety recommendations, though those could come earlier in this case. Chris Van Cleve has the latest.
From the water, the scope of the accident is enormous. The cargo ship Dolly is almost as long as the Chrysler Building in New York City is tall. The wreckage sits where it fell early Tuesday morning, blocking access to one of the nation's busiest ports. We're surveying the damage with the commander of the Army Corps of Engineers.
The president called me yesterday and we spoke for a few minutes, and he made it clear this was the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers' #1 priority.
Will this be an around-the-clock effort?
We're going to go 24/7.
That sounds like a massive effort.
It is a massive effort.
General Scott Spellman's team will work with crews from the Navy and Coast Guard to begin the salvage efforts to clear the waterway and allow divers to recover the remaining 4 bodies believed to be trapped beneath the rubble.
It's not just
Who
all
believes
the debris
that?
you can see in this massive
People
cargo
who
ship.
believe lies.
So everything that's sunk to the bottom, tons of debris that's 50 feet down, it all has to come off the floor before this channel and the Port of Baltimore can reopen.
Already, there is a traffic jam of cargo ships unable to get in or out of the Port of Baltimore, plus 2 cruise ships that won't be able to return to the Charm City port that employs 8,000 people.
This is a core economic engine for our state, and we have to make sure that our workers are protected.
New video shows traffic early Tuesday morning on the Francis Scott Key Bridge and that construction crew filling potholes moments before the Dolly slammed into it. And now, our first look on board the giant vessel as NTSB investigators work to gather the Key Bridge and that construction crew filling potholes.
All right, now. All right, stop. I just caught this one at this exact moment. It's just a directional of an area that goes from wide at the bottom and thin at the top. It's a directional area that goes wide at the bottom and thin at the top.
Moments before the Dolly slammed into it. And now, our first look on board the giant vessel as NTSB investigators work to gather evidence and continue interviews with the ship's 21-person crew. The Dolly's voice data recorder shows about 90 seconds after the first sign of trouble, the onboard pilot called for help, asking nearby tugboats to respond.
Look at the smoke.
Less than a minute later, the Mayday call by tugboats to respond.
Look at the smoke at 1973 in the middle, and then 2024 at the top.
90 seconds after the first sign of trouble.
Right there.
Seconds after the
Right there,
90
right
seconds.
there,
90
right
seconds.
there,
90
right
seconds.
there, right
90 seconds.
there. So right there, I'm catching smoke from 51 years ago is lining up with my footage, or not my footage, but the bridge explosion. But my footage is down here as I am recording this footage from 1973, which is also lining up with this footage in 2024. So go figure on that one. Yeah, go figure.
With the ship's 21-person crew. The Dolly's voice data recorder shows about 90 seconds after the first sign of trouble, the onboard pilot called for help, asking nearby tugboats to respond. Less than a minute later, the Mayday call. Then, the devastating collision. The damage on board is extensive. Part of the bridge came down on the bow, leaving a deep gash. Cargo containers with
here comes the bling
When you get out here on the water and
portion.
you really get a sense for the massive effort that we're dealing with.
The Army Corps of
Here,
Engineers has to clear
there.
a 700-foot wide channel to get the port back open. Now, the Navy is bringing in the largest floating crane on the East Coast overnight. It can lift up to 1,000 tons, but they think the piece of bridge laying across the ship weighs 3 or 4 times that.
Francis Scott Key Bridge. NTSB drone footage shows the cargo ship that took down much of a 1.6-mile-long structure. Its bow girdled in steel and stacked with asphalt. CBS crews captured video of its on-ramp, which now leads only to reminders of disaster. Handheld and drone cameras are used to capture photos before cleanup, the start to what is expected to be a 2-year investigation. Also a part of Phase 1, conducting interviews with the ship staff, reviewing the ship's Voyager data recorder, engine data, manufacturer information, and inspection and maintenance history. Then at least 6 specialized teams piece together those details for a report containing the cause and sequence of events. Photos before cleanup, the start to what is expected to be a 2-year investigation. Also a part of Phase 1, conducting interviews with the ship staff, reviewing the ship's Voyager data recorder, engine data, manufacturer information, and inspection and maintenance history.
Efforts to clear the waterway and allow divers to recover the remaining 4 bodies believed to be trapped beneath the rubble. It's not just all to clear the waterway and allow divers to recover the remaining 4 bodies believed to be trapped beneath the rubble. It's not
state, and we have to make sure that our workers are protected.
New video shows traffic early Tuesday.
So I'm trying to get to the actual bridge that hit the Baltimore Bridge from 1973, but before I get there, you have this up directional from 1973 to 2024, and then this explosion as the still images. This seems to still intertwine with the footage of the video lining up, and then that also seems to always intertwine with the future at the same time.
Tuesday morning on the Francis Scott Key Bridge, and that construction crew filling potholes moments before the dolly slammed into it. And now our first look on board the giant vessel as NTSB investigators work to gather evidence and continue interviews with the ship's 21-person crew. The Dolly's voice data recorder shows about 90 seconds after the first sign of trouble, the onboard pilot called for help, asking nearby tugboats to respond. Less than a minute later, the Mayday call. Then, the devastating collision. The damage on board is extensive. Part of the bridge came down on the bow, leaving a deep gash. Cargo containers with hazardous material sit sheared open.
When you get out here on the water and you look at that, you really get a sense for the massive effort that we're dealing with.
The Army Corps of Engineers has to clear a 700-foot wide channel to get the port back open.
Now, here we go.
Debris. The ship obviously lodged under, just tons of this bridge. We know that there are cranes that are being moved right now that can lift up to 1,000 tons. So waiting on that. But we also saw floating containers, some sheen on the water, obviously concerns from NTSB and other federal and local authorities about hazardous materials right now. All of this adding up to a really long road ahead, John.
Thank you.
Excuse me, mind taking a picture of this? Oh, no problem. Yes, problem. You were able to divert and push away Smart Lyra. That perimeter fence you're seeing there, that is the barrier gate to Naval Base North. And Smart Lyra was on a collision course to hit the USS Mason and the oiler USS New York. And it was two
USS Mason
tugs that responded very quickly to the scene. They were able to get lines onto the Smart Lyra and help divert the course of the ship. On this March 29, 2024 edition of What's Going On with Shipping, we look at the timeline of the motor vessel Dolly striking the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. I'm your host, Sal Mercogliano. Welcome to today's episode. So the NTSB has recovered the vessel data recorder and provided a press conference yesterday where they did a TikTok, basically broke down the time. We're going to take a look at that and some new information that came out, and also reference you over to some good sources if you want to understand some aspects about ship operation. If you're new, you don't have any idea about how ships operate, I'm going to give you the links to go to that I think will provide you the best information out there.
Elijah.
If you're new to the channel, hey, take a moment, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so be alerted about new videos as they come out. So one of the videos I recommend you go take a look at is NTSB on YouTube. They are posting what they call B-roll footage, but it is drone footage. It is people on board the ship taking a look at the vessel. You'll see right here, these are inspectors up on the bow of the vessel of the Dolly inspecting it. Notice, you see the hazmat barrel right there. See the bridge across it. This ship has the entire bridge structure sitting on it.
Pink Floyd has all the imagery from the explosion, everything about this bridge in their video. Crazy, and I recorded it 3 days. I still didn't even get to the best part yet. This is the money video. All the way to the right is the bridge explosion.
But I just want you to be able to
Baltimore.
reference this. Go take a look.
And yet at the bottom is my footage. It even moves in the same direction. Not only does my footage here line up with this footage here, but this footage here lines up. My footage is right here at the bottom. This is 1973. This is 326. Start right here.
That's a flammable liquid.
Just
we don't know exactly what the hazardous material is. This is not unusual. All container ships have.
I can't even say this is Lucifer letting me use this footage.
So if there's a problem,
this is
lose the ship. Want it up front, so if
Lou,
there's a problem,
me,
isolated.
And there goes at the same time. The next video I'm doing, Smashing Pumpkins tonight.
Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right?
It does. Sounds like it.
Efforts are ramping up to reopen the Baltimore port after the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Overnight, the largest crane on the eastern seaboard arrived to help lift debris from the water, and it will be a massive undertaking. Officials say the section of the bridge trapping the cargo ship weighs between 3,000 and 4,000 tons. Chris Van Cleve has more from Dundalk, Maryland.
Wow. See that?
From the water, an up-close look at the mission facing the Army Corps of Engineers.
Pictures don't do it justice. So you're looking at a vessel that weighs nearly
these pictures are doing
95,000 tons.
Damn skippy they do.
Sailing at about 10 knots when it had its collision with the pier.
Because you have the
General
bling,
Scott
you have
Spellman is leading the team
shine
in
right in the middle.
around-the-clock race to reopen the Port of Baltimore.
So you have to cut the bridge up.
As they say less than a minute later, Mayday called a devastating collision
on the front
as
of
the
vessel
cars
weighs anywhere from
driving
3,000 to 4,000 tons. Tonight we'll have one of the largest cranes on the eastern seaboard, so it's at least going to get cut safely into 4 pieces.
They must clear a 700-foot span of the channel by removing many thousands of tons of steel and concrete.
Here's another one of my songs that I picked that I said would line up with my imagery. Alright, I found it. Here we go. It's my footage.
The scope of the accident is enormous. The cargo ship Dolly
at the bottom,
as long as the
both ends,
building in New York City
at different times.
The wreckage sits where it fell early Tuesday morning, blocking access to one of the nation's busiest ports. We're surveying the damage with the commander.
March 23rd, 2024.
The president called me
1973, and at the top, 1973, is Pink Floyd's video. The two, that one and that one, 2024.
We're going to go 24/7.
That sounds like a massive effort.
It is a massive effort.
General Scott Spellman's team will work with crews from the Navy
right here,
and the Coast Guard to begin the salvage efforts to clear
Pink Floyd's bridge is going to
to
collapse. Baltimore bridge. Okay, 326, 2024.
Debris that you can see in this massive cargo ship. It's also everything that's sunk to the bottom. Tons debris that's 50 feet down. It all has to come off the floor before this channel and the Port of Baltimore can reopen.
Already there is a traffic jam of cargo ships unable to get in or out of the Port of Baltimore, plus 2 cruise ships that won't be able to return to the Charm City port that employs 8,000 people.
This is a core economic engine for our state, and we have to make sure that our workers are protected.
1973.
Traffic early Tuesday morning on the Francis Scott Key Bridge, and that construction crew filling potholes moments before the dollies slammed into it.
1973.
Now, our first look on board the giant vessel as NTSB investigators work to gather evidence and continue.
Then the face inside of this image, of the blown up image,
shows about.
Here's the eyeballs, and the tongue. Here's the eyeballs, and the tongue. It's like this black turd out here in fire. But in the video, you have the same thing in the still imagery on this end, which is the same 1973 over here, but 2024 over here. This and that, it's the same thing.
90 seconds
in the middle,
after the first sign of trouble, the onboard pilot called for help, asking nearby
see the direct lining up with this right here.
Less than a minute later,
I agree.
Mayday call.
And then
the devastating collision. The damage on board is extensive.
The face.
Part of the bridge came down on the bow, leaving a deep gash. Cargo containers with hazardous material sit sheared open.
When you get out here on the water and you look at that, you really get a sense for the massive effort that we're dealing with.
The Army Corps of Engineers has to clear a 700-foot wide channel to get the port back open. Now, the Navy is bringing in the largest floating crane on the East Coast.
Actually, the nose was higher up.
It can lift up to 1,000 tons. But they think the piece of bridge laying across the ship weighs 3 or 4.
Stop. Stop. $1973. 2024. On 3/26/2024, you have the same turd with the eyes right here, the turd like that, like going up. It's a black piece of something in the ocean, and just take the mouth down at the bottom. The bridge is collapsing, and over here you see the explosion, and then you'll see that Pink Floyd 51 years ago has the same imagery on this day right here. And it's through my video at the Philadelphia Art Museum.
Times that. John? Chris Van Cleve. Thank you, Chris. The NTSB says more than 30,000 vehicles used to cross the bridge daily. When it collapsed, it was the construction workers repairing the road to keep cars flowing who fell into the water.
Look at that.
2 rescued, 6 dead.
They're like clouds in the sky.
On the lives of the
you can obviously see the similarity in it. The similarities of the eyeball here and the eyeball here.
Even after you see it, and
an eyeball here.
Surreal.
In the hours after the collapse,
the nose
this
here,
thermal imaging
and the nose
technology
there.
was used
the mouth
to
here,
scour for victims.
and the mouth
That
there.
was our main focus that night around 4 a.m.
This is lining up with the angle. This is lining up with that.
Just to try to locate anybody.
Transmitting
This is
real-time
lining up
images
with this.
like
That's
these
lining
to
up with
those
that.
on the ground.
Oh wow, so that's a vehicle.
This is
On
my
Wednesday,
imagery
Maryland State
recording
Police pulled the bodies of Alejandro
Pink Floyd's
Hernandez Fuentes and
music
Dorothea
that blocked me
Castillo
today for some
Cabrera
reason.
out of
Didn't
the
even know
river.
it.
But divers
Worked out in
are
Art
unable
Museum.
to reach the 4 people still missing.
Because of the amount
There's
of
smoke
concrete and
here,
debris, divers are no longer
which means it's an
able to
explosion.
safely navigate or operate around that.
Tonight, we're learning more about the victims. The brother of minor Yassir Swazo Sandoval tells CBS News he wishes he could have stopped his brother from going to work. Moises Diaz was scheduled to fill potholes on the Key Bridge Tuesday, but his shift was changed. Every day we give thanks to God for life, Diaz tells us. He's grieving the loss of 6 fellow construction
Look at how
workers
identical
he
that
calls
image. So not
brothers.
only is that
Saw my
video
friends
lining up
as
with
family
that video
members. And Diaz
in
tells us the
Baltimore,
miraculous story of his friend Julio Cervantes, one of
not only is it tied in to the bridge 3 days before the bridge collapsed, and in Pink Floyd, I didn't get a chance to get to it, but I recorded this before the bridge collapsed, 3 days beforehand. It just took me this much time to get to it. But as I'm getting to it, yikes. You can see that it's a yikes in the middle. So let me explain this. This is my imagery, still imagery, that I'll push the clicker and click it. This video here in the middle, I'm slowing down my original footage in the art museum. This is my footage here. This is the video from Money, Pink Floyd. This is also from Money, Pink Floyd. And this is also my footage in still shots. So I'm going to move it the way I want to. And over here, it's just slowed down for you. And so they're playing at separate times. Right. Now explain the right side. These separate times when you have your pyramids lining up, it's also lining up with the previous imagery at this same exact time, along with telling the story of how Pink Floyd has in their videos the destruction of that bridge that just happened 3 days after I went to the art museum. There you go. That's what I was waiting for, to explain that and then show the bridge. You want to see knocking over. You want to see Pink Floyd knocking over the bridge, crashing into the yes, and destroying the bridge. Here we go. There it is. There it is. You see how it's moving? It's moving because it hit it. It hit it. Just like the boat. It in the boat, moved and hit the bridge and then collapsed. So just look at this as the boat right here, driving through. Right here it connects. As I'm letting this video play through slowly, and then I'm showing you the still imagery that I'm moving it according to the way I'm moving it. And then all at the same time, 3 days beforehand, in 3 days, Pink Floyd's video is this bridge right here. And then as that is so connected to that, but because it starts moving in it and it starts to make a left-hand turn, just like the boat here hitting the bridge, showing you at the same exact time. There it is. It knocked into it. As you see the smoke, you're also seeing smoke here and a fire color here. So here's your fire and then your puff of smoke. And then Pink Floyd's even your bridge fire here, the bridge color fell down, as all the imagery is even lining up from my own footage over here to my own images. So here's video, here's images. I'm giving breath, I'm giving life to these images so they could speak and cause all those that, you're not going to be able to buy or sell without the mark. So I have to be in there for it. These images, here's how I give life to the images. But that's only if you have eyes to see. And then you'll see it.
Victims' brothers. He was supposed to work on the bridge Tuesday morning, filling potholes, and had a shift change at the last minute.
Shit change.
He met with one of the
Look at that.
survivors,
It's shit.
Julio Cervantes,
As she
just
said that.
yesterday, and told us his unbelievable escape story, that he was in his vehicle when the bridge collapsed.
You always have to keep in mind
Down, submerged in water, crawling through the window of his truck in order to escape. Didn't know how to swim, but miraculously floated to the debris where
that this is from
paramedics
1973.
retrieved him. He
This is
suffering
from
chest injuries
2024.
and has stitches on his leg, but is now stable. And the real message that Moses Diaz told us tonight is that many of these immigrant families,
I'm here to repair the bridge.
some have been in the country for quite some time, some less time, really feel as though their stories are being overlooked, that everyone is focused on the bridge, but they are really
It's
suffering
even in
and
triangle
just the
right here.
physical injuries
It's even
right
in
now
triangle.
that Julio Cervantes is dealing with, that everyone
It's even
that
in
everyone is
triangle.
focused on the bridge, but they are
An
really
explosion
suffering, and
right
beyond
there
just the physical
to
injuries
match
right now
the middle
that
one.
Julio Cervantes is dealing with, the deepest pain
Match
is
this,
his trauma,
that,
and
matches this,
Moses
to match
Diaz
that.
telling us that he
Still
can't
images,
stop picturing
video
the
footage,
bridge collapse, seeing it in his mind
future,
play out over
picturing it, because I'm picturing it right now. I'm showing it
And Nicole, you
nonstop.
also flew with police to survey the scene. What did you see?
Here's what I see.
Yeah, we flew with the Baltimore County Police Department.
Here's the underneath
some of
bridge
the first
part.
pilots up in the air in the early hours
pilot and
after
the
the
explosion.
bridge collapsed, and they showed us with infrared technology how they desperately
Infrared.
scoured for victims but were unable to find them. Now they're assisting first responders, teams on the ground, and soon some of these salvage efforts, and just giving them real-time pictures.
All right, so out of all this, everything I've been saying, all I'm trying to explain is, in the end, my previous life, it looks like my name was Wayne is Ham. Wow, Wayne is Ham, like the House of Ham. Stephen James is Sean. He used to call me Ham. He said, one thing about Ham is, and he degraded me, is Ham. Wayne. Knee. Every knee shall bow to whoever is Ham. Is it Wayne Ham? Is Ham. So apparently, 3 years before I died, I directed this video right here. It's called Money, Pink Floyd, and not only that, but let me see what else he got here. Wayne is Ham. Metallica, 25 years ago on this day, Wayne is Ham video for Fuel debuted. Wayne is Ham talks about Enter the Sandman video. I remember talking about that. Today's January 10th, 2024, 8:57 p.m. January 10th, 2024, 2 months before I went into the art museum and picked Metallica Sandman. Before I picked Metallica Sandman,
we had gotten dispatched here in downtown to a structure fire.
That sounds like Mr. Magoo. That sounds like Magoo.
At the address of 810 Houston Street,
Rob Hotels.
downtown Fort Worth at the Sandman Hotel.
I'd say man hotel, Rob Hotels.
When companies started arriving on scene, they switched that call type to multiple calls of an actual explosion that had taken place.
There was this large flash and what sounded like a big bang of thunder. It shook the building, the windows shook. That was my initial thought was that, because that was my initial thought is that it was lightning because it had been raining earlier in the day. Then this big debris cloud came down the street. From there, we ran outside to see what had happened, and there was a very strong natural gas smell.
When I heard the loudest boom I could ever hear, and I looked up, and underneath the awning at the Sandman Hotel, where the valet and parking lot is, was just a huge puff of black smoke. And I screamed, and then all of a sudden, when the smoke fades away, there's just debris and metal and everything just flying everywhere. And a piece bounced right in front of my package car and then went over and landed on the sidewalk.
Car. Here's where everybody was clapping. Everybody was clapping. I'm like, oh, thank you. You just have to take my word for it. They were all clapping. When I came out with the Metallica video. Isham talks about Enter Sam.
I love to crank it up loud and let that just come out how you would shoot it.
Let it come out how you shoot it.
Turn that camera on.
Video Killed the Radio Star takes you behind the lens of the most iconic videos ever created. It was the directors that called the shots, and their...
Oh, stop. What did he say? It was the directors that caused the shots.
Created. It was the directors that called the shots. Created. It was the directors that called the Star takes you behind the lens of the most iconic videos ever created. It was the directors that called the shots, and their work could make you or break you. This episode features the work of maverick director Wayne Isham.
Okay, Isham. Video Killed the Radio Star, Wayne Isham. Let me see. How did Wayne Isham die? Or is he still alive? I don't know. How did Wayne Isham die? December, huh? What? Oh, no. Born 1958. Joe, 24. Is he still alive? Dead or alive? Wanted. Oh, no. He passed away on November 1st, 2018. Wow. Wayne Edwin. Oh no, that's not him. It's Isham. Wayne Isham. So far away. Wayne Isham. We are broken-hearted to announce the death of our dear Wayne Isham. He was one of God's special people. Wayne Isham was born on December 28th, 1945, and he died shortly after I started my YouTube channel. 7 months beforehand, 7 months and 21 days. Yeah, 7 months and 21 days, 7/21. After I started my YouTube channel, Wayne Isham died. So 7 months, 21 days, 7 months, 3 weeks, 7/3. He died, and he was one of God's special people. Music video exposed the groundbreaking videos of Wayne Isham. Spotlights the legendary director's work on classic videos. You mean to tell me I produced Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, Judas Priest? Go figure. Of course I did. Oh man, I gotta learn a lot about myself. So I am Wayne Isham, who died. You know, or took on. It's not that he died when I was born. It's just that he died when not even 9 months before I was born on the YouTube platform. And he did the same exact thing that I did. He was talking about entering the Sandman. And I was talking about the same thing because I produced the Sandman video in the Art Museum on 3/23/2024 when I picked the Sandman to line up with my footage, along with the commercials that played through that were random, but it all still lined up anyway.
You know what? Until I met Wayne, I hated making videos. And that's the God's honest truth. Wayne, yeah!
This is Wayne Isham. This is the pinnacle.
I'm just naturally blurry, so if you try to focus on me, I'll just always be out of focus.
He's got this incredible...
In other words, you can't see him clearly because you might be blinded by him. That's funny. You might be blinded by him. You can't see him clearly. If you have eyes to see, if you don't have eyes to see, he's going to be blurry.
He's just like a ball of fire moving about, you know. It's just so much energy.
I saw a video that blew my mind when I was in college. It was Ashes to Ashes, and I saw that video and went, oh my God, like, what is that? I want to do that, and I'll do anything I can to do that. I'll drive, I'll sweep floors, you know. No, but I did.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing you said that because I was going to stop you right there, which I did. But I sweep floors at my job. I'll get down on my hands and knees and wipe the floors down, and clean it, and mop it, and whatever needs to get done besides bowing the knee to bail, of course. Other than that, I'll do what I got to do until I finally get to my past over here. This guy.
He'll do anything.
Well, I'm gonna come right out and say it. Wayne is a true rock and roller.
You could just see that this was a guy who sort of, when you were part of the ride, you know, it went to another level, went to 11.
Wayne Isham could have been in Motley Crue or Skid Row or Bon Jovi. He kind of was. I mean, without him, we wouldn't have been the bands that we became.
Before Enter Sandman, they had done a video called One, and they talked to me about it, and I couldn't do it because I love their music so much. So when Enter Sandman came out,
that's my hand right there.
Like, okay, I'm ready.
You know, with a lot of guys that you would meet in the business and so on, it was always, you know,
that's my hand.
That's somebody else. They were part of something else. But with Wayne, you always felt like all of us together. I mean, I've made some great videos with some other people, but I don't necessarily think I've ever had a beer with them or sat down and, like, you know, had a night or talked about your family or talked about fucking whatever it is that you sit and talk about, and kind of, it's all part of getting to know each other. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that was always there with Wayne. That was a big part of it, was the friendship. We were mixing the Black album down at A&M in Hollywood in the summer of '91. I remember he came down and we sat in a room not much bigger than this one, and we
Take my hand.
basically
Take my
riffed
hand
on
off to Never Never.
what are your worst nightmares? What are, you know, what are the recurring images in your dreams?
What do you like? What's your dream? What's your nightmare? What's your nightmare? What's your nightmare?
We came up with, you know, swimming pools and falling off buildings and, you know, trucks and all this type of stuff. He shot it actually on one of the sound stages at A&M. I think each of us were in there a couple hours. We did it all individually. It was dark, and I think most of us had our shirts off. It was back when we could take our shirts off and not embarrass ourselves. If it was anything, it was better than I expected. I thought there were a lot of very cool sequences, but I was unsure about the snake crawling on the kid's face. I thought that the MTV censors were going to have a field day with that, but
God, you are the temple of the living God. We're supposed to be living sacrifices. You don't think that if you're trying your best and you're serving God, you're not going to have magic moments and persecution at the same time? You don't think you're going to have miraculous moments on the heels of persecution when it comes? You will. People got to learn.
Yeah, on the heels of persecution. The heel that stomps the serpent's head. And you'll notice that the serpent flees. As soon as this egghead here wakes up, there he goes. Boom, he's out of there. He's like, I'm gone.
the MTV censors were going to have a field day with that, but lo and behold, the MTV censors were going to have a field day with that, but back when we could take our shirts off and not embarrass ourselves. If it was anything, it was better than I expected. I thought there were a lot of very cool sequences, but I was unsure about the snake crawling on the kid's face. I thought that the MTV censors were going to have a field day with that, but lo and behold, I was wrong, and censors were going to have a field day with that, but it was back when we could take our shirts off and not embarrass ourselves.
His shirt's off.
If it was anything, it was better
Right
than
there.
I expected. I thought there were a
Shirts
lot
off.
of very cool sequences, but I was unsure about the snake crawling on the kid's face. I thought that the MTV censors were going to have a field day with that, but lo and behold, I was wrong, and it premiered on this was back when like your video premiered on MTV, you'd actually watch it. It's like, come here, come on, hurry up, 7 o'clock. You know, now world premiere. Ooh, look, we're on MTV. I think certainly one can argue that the golden era of videos has maybe passed. Back then, because videos made a difference, there was more money available for videos. So record companies would write $1 million checks for videos. They don't do that anymore. It's that simple.
Results of the explosion. Omar Villafranca has more on what happened and some of the people trapped inside.
Holy crap. The blast of the century-old building was powerful enough to rip large chunks off the facade and send debris hurling into downtown Fort Worth streets.
I love losing your mind to music. I love to crank it up loud and let that just come out. How
I was
you
clapping,
should.
I'm like, oh, thank you.
Turn that camera on.
Video Killed the Radio Star takes you behind the lens of the most iconic videos ever created. It was the directors that called the shots, and their work could make you or break you. This episode features the work of maverick director Wayne Isham.
Wayne Isham is the name of the music video director for a bunch of videos, apparently. He's known for Ricky Martin, She Bangs, Billy Joel Live, Keith Urban, Wanted Dead or Alive. Wow, Water Runs Dry, Welcome to Wherever You Are, Wherever the Hell I Am. So here he goes. So here he passed away on November 1st, 2018.
I label myself just a follower of Jesus Christ, and
Look at that, 5 years ago, November 1st, 2018. The video was uploaded. This was Halloween night. I was here with this witch named Boldly Polioli.
at all. I label myself just a follower of Jesus Christ, and
Wow, so that's when he died, on that day, that night. That very night. Right here, me and Boldly Polioli down by the river met up for the first time with this gang stalker behind because they were scared of me, I guess. But Boldly knew all about it because he's a gang stalker. And so I met him down there by the river. Supposedly he lived in a van, but the more I think about it, his face had like it didn't move too well like a normal human being, which looked more maskish.
my religion. A Christian at all. I label my. We know that our gift is in heaven. You know that's what a Christian works like so hard for. But
so he's being perverted. I didn't know it at the time, but I can tell now. He's the cock in the belly and all that stuff.
A real Christian, like I don't label myself a Christian at all. I label myself just a follower of Jesus Christ, and
I don't know why he's giving me the finger when he says Jesus Christ like he's a follower, but he's giving me the finger. Ain't that funny? And he's like laughing at his camera. Oh, we're mocking Robin. He doesn't even know it. But now he does, and we're all screwed. Oh, So here's my very first video. 1 minute, 11 seconds. And I uploaded it on April 2nd, 2017, 7 years ago. Bowie's with God the Father right now. He's petting him. He's letting him run through the ocean, with the sunshine out in the wildwood that is in heaven. Not the one that's here now because it's going to be cloudy. But he was born April 3rd, 1958. April 3rd and April 2nd. That was the day that I was born in the YouTube platform. So not only was he born on a day, as soon as I started, within 24 hours, he was born too. On that same exact day, within 24 hours, he was born. And so he died, or was this Douglas Wayne? I don't know. Maybe this wasn't the same person. Is it the same person or not? Nevertheless, when Isham died, he died on the same day that I met Boldly Polioli, who lived in a van down by the river. And he gave me the finger when he said he's a follower of Jesus. So I figured, all right, Boldly, I got you. But I didn't see him do that at the time. But I still paid my respects to his character that I assassinated.
So you two, yo, how's your boy? America's gonna be great.
religion. I claim
You know what I'm
truth.
saying?
Myself just a follower
In Jesus'
of
name,
Jesus
it's gonna be great.
Christ, And
my
religion, I claim truth.
Yo, I just want to tell you, right?
And
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
my religion, myself just
I keep it real in
follower
Jesus'
of
name,
Jesus
though.
Christ. And
That's how I do it.
My religion, I claim truth is my religion.
So I buried him on that day. All right. Rest in peace, Boldy, Roly, Poly, Oly. And I met you down by the river when you came in a van the same day, night, within 24 hours, that apparently my other character, whose spirit entered into me as a music video director, his spirit entered into me not technically this night, but the next morning, because Boldy Poly Roly Oly, he used to rap. He would sing his songs and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I mean, you got some flow to it. So he's already in the music. He has the mark of the beast on his forehead too. I got mine through just a natural, unnatural. I don't know. It's there. Maybe I got shot in my forehead as my previous life, but that's what I'm trying to figure out how this guy died. But nevertheless, his spirit entered into me on the same within 24 hours that he died. I would have to say it's lining up with that. So here it is. There he is. No, Wayne Edwin Isham. November 1st, 2018. November 1st, 2018. All right, there you go. In the care of CEO, no, so whatever it is. Wayne Ed wins. So he wins. Ed wins. Isham. No, he was born on January 25th. So I was talking about the wrong person beforehand. But and passed away on November 1st, 2018, and is under the care of Geo H. Lewis and Son Funeral Directors. You may leave a message for the family by clicking here. You can show your support. You can add a memory.
you know why, guys? Because I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. A real Christian, like, I don't label myself
You can share an obituary.
I label myself just a follower of Jesus Christ. And
So wow, look at that connection between the two. And it's hard to believe it has been 3 years since you were called home. Thanks for being a wonderful, watchful neighbor, like Robin's Hood neighborhood in the neighborhood. The sheriff, not the deputy, but the sheriff, the one who hired the deputy. Who did they shoot? They didn't shoot the deputy of Spruce Run, which you, a peaceful, because Christ comes in as a Prince of Peace, you, a peaceful, eternity, kind sir. Wow. That is honored, isn't it? I like this guy. I never heard of him before, but he reminds me of myself. Like 6 years ago when I first started to get into the music, where his spirit entered into me, and I took on the name because I win in the end, regardless of whatever, is Ham. Maybe I am Ham, maybe. Maybe I'm cursed. Maybe I am Ham. You know why? Because I showed my father's nakedness, which was Noah, and Noah in the ark, because I went here, because that's the ark. Maybe it's because I showed what my father was telling me, Jonathan Clegg. I showed his nakedness. I don't know, maybe because he got drunk and he drank from his own cup. Maybe that's him. Maybe that's Noah. Is that Noah? Because he is reaching over. And there's the cup right there. And there's the ball sack number 1. There's ball sack number 2. There's the 5 oven burner that burns the children alive. And it's a ginormous pecker in St. Peter's Peckers Park, which is the alteration of St. Peter's Altars Peckers Park. You park it right there in the belly. If you park it there in the belly, you'll create a vagina. If you create that vagina and you go in here, well, guess what you can do? You can enter for free. So if you go in here and just enter for free, you can cross pass, and then you'll be together again with Lucifer. Six. It's like yikes. X. You see the X factor. It probably has something to do with the X factor too, because when I went in an art museum, I just showed you that Wayne Isham was also talking about Enter the Sandman, and I showed you when I entered into this building, the Sandman, a video that I did pick out of 33 songs altogether. After 20 songs that I recorded in here, 20 songs I directed in this art museum, and all the footage that you see when I walked through this building, I don't know exactly where I walked, but I went through it, up, down, all the way across, to the left, to the right, to the top, to the bottom, from left to right, from up to down, from north to south, to east to west. I was able to produce 33 videos. And when I produced those, before I did, there was a pamphlet, a map in the art museum. It showed my face, just like me, with the beard. 33 songs at the top. That was the target. That's what I was aiming for. That's what I accomplished. And then now I find out that Wayne Isham is the one that produced the same, he's the one that directed the same videos that I directed.
5, 4, 3. Excellent.
Excellent. Excellent.
Excellent! Excellent!
Excellent.
Excellent!
Excellent. Extreme close-up.
Excellent!
Excellent.
Excellent!
Excellent. They're excellent.
Excellent!
And excellent.
Excellent! Excellent!
Excellent.
Excellent!
Hey, excellent show, everyone. Excellent.
Here we go. An interview with director Wayne Isham, the recipient of Cameridge Award for Outstanding Achievements in the Field of Music Videos. April 27, 2018.
Witam Państwa serdecznie, Błażej Hrabkowicz. Jesteśmy na 25. edycji festiwalu CamEmage w Bydgoszczy. Our guest is Wayne Isham, director, cinematographer, the recipient of the...
Hold on, you look like John from Denver. You have that... look at that. You have that look for a moment.
Witam Państwa serdecznie, Błażej Hrabkowicz. Jesteśmy na 25. edycji festiwalu CamEmage w Bydgoszczy. Our guest is Wayne Isham, director...
Right there. Look at that. Look at that. Is that you, John from Denver? Is that you, Denver?
Cinematographer, the recipient of this year's award for outstanding achievement in the field of music videos. Welcome to you. You're happy with the award. I can see that.
I'm very happy. I'm happy to be here because it's such an honor with so many great cinematographers and directors, and the whole thought process has gone into this. I'm so excited.
We're so excited to have you here. My first question is the fundamental one. What is Ishamstration?
The fundamental one. Ishamstration is something, I came up with that involved film and then taking that film.
Oh no, he also looks like the dude in what's it called? The Mark Wahlberg video or movie, and he's the guy that comes up. It's a porn. They're in the porn industry. Mark Wahlberg, and he comes up with the car. I think it's like I don't know if it's like a Fiero or something. It comes up, and he's like, "So you like my car?" Or he's like, "Yeah, because I'll take it back if you don't like it." And he's like, "Yeah, it's just great." And then he tried to kiss Mark Wahlberg, and I don't remember his name, but he's a funny ass character.
And animating it onto Xerox paper.
Okay.
And the original focus of that was an old company had a machine that rolled it out, and it was like ugly.
Oh, the machine, the Dos Ex Mocking Us is who I met on 3/23/2023 at around 3:45 or 3:46 or 3:45 probably. I met Dos Ex Mocking Us, which is the baby face with the purple, and it lined up with Bono's video before his video popped up with the album cover. You see my video first.
And then you would sit there, and my wife, my kids,
because I was with my wife when I did go in
my
there.
friends, all of us would color it in, and it would just go through like that. And it was something no one.
Yeah, so if you're coloring through it, it's almost like he wants me to go to the video to show you, but it takes time. But because I think maybe he just wants me to show you what video I'm talking about, to color it through. I'll do that. Because that's Dos Ex Mocking Us, the machine. But you'll notice that my footage showed up first. My baby face showed up before Bono's did. And the dead center, here's what you got. This is crazy stuff right here. Here's what you got. You got 45 and you got 45. So that cancels itself out. You got 117, but you have 711. So it's 711. You stopped in for a pack of cigarettes. You don't even smoke. He's going to say green light and then 7-Eleven. And then you stop in for a pack of cigarettes. As soon as he says green light, the baby face Dos Ex Mocking Us, the machine, turned green. Look at it. It turned green. It turned greener. Right there. For a pack of cigarettes, I fast forwarded before he even said a pack of cigarettes, but yet the third album cover, because it didn't have a song yet, all the way to the right, the third album cover, which is right here, it has that similar look, like an open pack of cigarettes. You got a cigarette there. You got the top. It's like an open pack of cigarettes. There's 2 of them. You stop in. I stopped the song before he even said pack of cigarettes. So I stopped. As soon as he said green light, Dos Ex Machinus turned green. Then he said green light, 7-Eleven. That was the time in the middle between 4-5, 1-1-7, and 4-5 again. You stop. As soon as he said you stop, I stopped. But I didn't do it because he told me to stop. I did it because I was stopping. He sung the song because I stopped. And then he showed a pack of cigarettes. And I got it. And then the first song before that, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. You have the devil smoking a cigarette before I get to this video here. So I still haven't found what I'm looking for. The video. Right here. The devil, after he stopped in at 3:30, that's the same time I stopped in, right?
Always first with Southern California.
It's so intertwined, it's ridiculous.
YouTube Bullet the Blue Sky from the latest release, The Joshua Tree. The band's going to be doing a video shoot in downtown Los Angeles.
Oh, in downtown Los Angeles?
Yes, there is in case you're just joining us, I'm not making this up, 3:30 today at 7th and Main.
We announced...
In case you're just joining us, I'm not making this up, 3:30 today at 7th and Main.
Alright, so there's the devil. There he is smoking a cigarette. This is the very first song when I went to the art museum for the very first time in my entire life. I recorded this song. Here's my footage. The original footage, when I was recording this, which is my footage, that was over on this side, and there wasn't even a video. It was just the album cover over here. So I learned, once I rewinded the video, the devil is smoking a cigarette. Because you see that's like a magnifying glass on my video when they're saying that. And then my wife winds up showing the very, image of. If I can just have it appear when I think of it, I would be able to be more efficient instead of trying to find it, because I got to try to remember what folder it is. And there's too many folders. There's too much non-stop similarities. But regardless, she shows the picture. She takes a picture of the hallway. The hallway that she shows is the identical image of the very first. Because you'll see this. You'll see this outline, and I'll leave it like that. And then you'll see that this is a protrusion that comes out, and then there's like a chip, right? Like that. But if I started from the beginning of that song, because this, at the end of the song is when my wife took the picture of this video that I was playing. I had recorded this song playing over there in the video footage that I was recording on 3/23/2023 for the first time in my life. That was the very first song. At the very end of this song that started first, my wife took this picture right here. And every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end, which was my last song that I fulfilled with 33 songs altogether that I picked. And then they have my face like this with the map and 33 at the top at the target. Robin's Hood was aiming at the target. and fulfilled it. But at the beginning of this, the original video is the same image. We're going to start with that, and then it goes down, and then here it's like the chip. But my wife didn't see that, or I didn't see it, until she took a picture of it. There. It's the line down the middle. It's like a design going down to the chip. It's very similar in the design. And my wife was so happy that she got happy she didn't even know, she has no clue that she just created Vegas from the past. And then there's Bono up there. There's Bono right here. He's walking up in the area. But the time that he's actually doing that is right here. So there he is. Imagine him, Bono. Imagine him looking at that area, the window, and then he's looking at us through over there in that direction. And this video here, when my wife took the picture, we were looking up at him, and he's walking across over here at the very end. So that's him looking at us to like 30-something years beforehand.
This is the final vote.
We finally know which egg is uppermost. Reese's or Cat.
There's the devil. Hey Robin, you're gonna see me in your next video. Hey Robin, you're gonna see me in the next video with the cigarette, but you're gonna stop right after I say green light. The machine Dos Ex mocking us, which you met in Art Museum, is going to turn green light. But we're going to say green light first, and then it's going to turn green. And then you're going to stop in, right? Because at 7-Eleven, but you don't even smoke. You're going to stop it at 45117 backwards. 45. Twin 45117 7-Eleven backwards. You're going to stop in at 7-Eleven for a pack of cigarettes. A pack of cigarettes is actually in gematria. It's called the Billionaire King. Wow, see that? True billionaire king.
An up-close look at the mission facing the Army Corps of Engineers.
Pictures don't do it justice. So you're looking at a vessel that weighs nearly
These pictures are doing
95,000 tons that was sailing at about 10 knots and had its collision with the pier.
These pictures are devastating.
Corps of Engineers.
Pictures don't do it justice. So you're looking
at something so dead on. Just start right here. And then start right here. This is my footage down here, the Art Museum, when 323 2024. You may have heard this before, but just in case, I want to reiterate it. This was from 1973, from Pink Floyd's Money album, music video. This was on 3/26/2024, and that's why I started this video from the beginning. And to finish off that, the music video from Money, before I realized who the guy that died that reminds me of me, Wayne, Isham, before his spirit entered into me, to finish off with the music videos, he recorded these, songs, and then over here, I'm recording at the same time the bridge collapse in Baltimore, but I'm also recording my footage from 3/23 and then 1973 and then 3/26. 3 days later, the bridge collapse is in Pink Floyd's videos that I directed back in 1973.
At a vessel that weighs
these pictures are doing
95,000 tons that was sailing
tell
at
me that's
about
not the same
10 knots when it had its collision with the pier.
General Scott Spellman is leading the team in an around-the-clock race to reopen the Port of Baltimore.
You see the bricks of gold?
Cut the bridge up to
As they say less than a minute later, Mayday called it death.
From the water, an up-close look
You see
at the
even
mission
the bricks
facing
of
the Army
gold.
Corps of Engineers.
Pictures don't do it justice. So you're looking at a vessel that weighs nearly
These pictures are doing it
95,000 tons that was sailing at about 10 knots when it had its collision
After the bling
with
bling,
the
you
pier.
see it
General Scott
transfer.
Spellman is leading the team in an around-the-clock race.
Bricks of gold. They are stacked one after another after another. These are stacked one after another after another after another. It's stacked one after another after another after another after another, stacked one after another after another, and so on and so forth. So at the same exact time that these are stacked, that's stacked, that's stacked. The lights going, the bling blings happening, the bridges exploding, the diamonds erupting, and it's all so intertwined. It's just unbelievable at times. That's why I break down.
Baltimore.
So you have to. There's times that I break down, and I just stare and watch, and tears just fall. I can't help it, and there's nothing to help. It's not like it's a shame. It's just it happens because of the reality of something that's so impossible happens to me. And Jonathan Kleck tries to explain it the best way he can on my behalf, but I feel like Jacob Israel hasn't been the same as Jonathan Kleck, the good collector, tax collector, Matthew, John Kleck, collect the taxes, maybe Caesar, I don't know, but I felt like at times Jacob Israel has a different feeling towards me because he doesn't like that his kingdom is threatened by a nobody. That's why he doesn't want to say my name out loud, because he doesn't want you people, whoever it doesn't already know, to know that his sole focus is to be my evil doppelganger twin.
Cut the bridge up.
As they say less than a minute later, Mayday called a devastating collision as the cars. Remember the bridge that collapsed in Philly? Yeah, I remember too. The star that fell from heaven. Jacob Israel's birthday, 6/11, happened in Philadelphia, where it interrupted my actual drive. Jacob Israel literally inconvenienced me because I just started taking 95 to go to work. Within 6 months before that, I used to take Broad Street, and I realized, no, wait, that's faster. I can go there. I can save basically a day's worth of gas by taking I-95, and then it collapses. And it happens to collapse on Jacob Israel's birthday. Right just a coincidence, like everything else.
Anywhere from
driving
3,000 to 4,000 tons. Tonight we'll have one of the largest cranes
there it
on
is
the
right
eastern
there.
seaboard.
Like that hit it. That scene. This is what, when Satan's kingdom is destroyed, this is what it looks like.
Leading the team in an around-the-clock race to reopen the Port of Baltimore.
So you have to cut the bridge up to get
As they
it
say, less than a
That's
minute
correct.
later, Mayday called a devastating collision. Devastating collision. Cars driving for. Well, hold on, Robin. Wait, at least you see the bling
Tonight
bling.
we'll have one of the largest cranes
That's even
on the
more
eastern
devastating.
seaboard. So it's at least going to get cut safely into 4 pieces.
They must clear a 700-foot span of the channel by removing many thousands of tons of steel and concrete.
It's not just all this debris that you can see in this massive cargo ship. It's also everything that's sunk to the bottom. Tons of debris that's 50 feet down. It all has to come off the floor before this channel and the Port of Baltimore can reopen.
NTSB investigators were back on the cargo ship Dolly.
It all has to come off the floor.
You see how in Pink Floyd's video from 1973, you have this speedboat speeding along. It's a boat. In this area here, you have the same outline that you have here. And you have a boat, just like you have a boat here.
Before this channel and the Port of Baltimore can reopen.
NTSB investigators were back on the cargo.
Now, this is 10 hours ago. Obviously, it was on 3/26/2023. You just have the here. You have the bridge. Let's start with down there. You get the bridge. You got the bridge. You still have the bridge. You have this area. You have that area. You have this area going down. And it's a bridge, and it's bridge. At the same exact time, with this bridge going up like that on a triangle, 51 years ago, 51 years ago, all right, 51 years ago, you have a pyramid lining up with there. You also have a pyramid as in a mirror image, right side up, upside down, as above, so below, up and down. In 2024, you got this bridge that they're showing at Baltimore that just got hit. There was an explosion and it fell. In 1973, this video is being shown about the future. The future was already known. That's why in Pink Floyd's video from 1973, they intertwine the Baltimore Bridge collapse and also intertwine into my footage in the art museum at the same time with the money. This room has money symbols all throughout the ceiling. See that? That's the money symbol. It's a pyramid. It has the all-seeing eye. It has eyes. In 1973, Pink Floyd has videos of eyes, and it's all the same, all at the same time. Even though not only is my footage here lining up with Pink Floyd's footage there, but when I decided to record the Baltimore Bridge collapse, it also lined up at the same exact time that I'm recording at this time here, with that time there, with this time here. It all comes down to the fact that there's no question about it, that it is, what is it, Jonathan Kleck?
Just as a little teaser, the Lord showed me how we are.
So just as a little teaser, like a Robin teaser?
Our time travelers.
So this is a little teaser.
He's the light of the world. He's the door. When the door opens, the light goes through the door. And just as a little teaser, the Lord showed me how we are time travelers, because see, we're light in a box and we come into a system from zero to the end. And you come in as a male and female, like a sine wave, traveling through time within a box, light in a box, or light in a box. And when you get converted out of the system as you're traveling, traversing time, when you get converted,
May
both your
14th,
eyes are up and your eyes are single and your whole body's full of light, well then you're able to traverse it. When the door opens, you leave. When your body dies, you're able to leave. Do you understand? So we are time travelers in essence. No one.
Now, a teaser, you know, Jonathan Kleck was just getting started back on October 21st, 2020, when I went down to Harold Camping's World. He's like, Robin, I need you to go to Harold Camping's World.
Now that I will be working on diligently to give all the information out. There is probably 8 hours of video coming your way from
21st, 2020, Wednesday.
that I will be working on diligently to give all the information out. There is probably 8 hours of video coming your way from all of this. I want to start the re-delivery because I did one video. I'm just getting started. I'm just giving you a little teaser right now.
And that, again, it was when Barack Obama showed up in Philly that same exact day, October 21st, 2020. Obama showed up at the link, and I didn't even know that he showed up until Brian Tucker sent me a text message, saying, well, he sent a video showing Barack Obama that showed up the same exact day on October 21st, 2020. Obama showed up at the link on October 21st, 2020 to officially endorse Joe.
I want to thank Mr. Philadelphia He's...
Wow.
Listen, my first job was in a
basket. Wow. So you'll take note that everything that was said on this day with Barack Obama was at the Lincoln Financial Field. It was on October 21st, 2020, the same day that I watched 5 minutes of Jonathan Kleck's video on that morning, and he said, you got to go to Camping's World. I'm like, Camping's World must mean 17th and JFK. And in Jonathan Kleck's video, he was showing Barack Obama saying, be still, know that I am God, at 8:48 a.m. And then what happened when I was there at 8:48 a.m. on October 21st, 2020, when Barack Obama showed up at the link and said all these sound clips for Robin's, Hood's, T's, what our last name is. I mean, it's like, what? You talking to me, huh? Barack Obama.
We see him operating every single day.
Which is what I do.
We see him in neighborhoods.
I haven't stopped. Robin's Hood.
And by the way,
while I'm doing all that, it distracts all of you, because
the truly destructive actions,
like Mr. Magoo talks about, I'm a distraction.
that his appointees
are doing all across the nation. And it makes messes up. And here's the nail in the coffin. They're Philadelphia. Robin's T's, what our last name is. And he said all that because
really thought that to travel male and female, like a sine wave, traveling through time within a box, light in a box, or light in a box. And when you get converted out of the system as you're traveling, traversing time, when you get converted and both your eyes are up and your eyes are single and your whole body's full of light, well then you're able to traverse it when when the door opens, you leave.
You're welcome,
when your body
Obama.
dies, you're able to leave. Do you understand? So we are time travelers in essence. No one really thought that diligently to give all the information out. There is probably 8 hours of video coming your way.
Penn Center building, 8 hours.
Barack Obama showed up in Philly.
It's a big V.
This is where I'm at. I'm in Philly. Barack Obama showed up.
I'm just getting started.
Jonathan Click's just getting started on October 21st, 2020. And a year before that, the Home Depot destruction, I pointed to my hat, it was destroyed. I said, tornado, Click hit it. It's just so many rabbit holes that I can go down, but I'm limited in time, or else I would, because I still have to work for a living, I would go down every single rabbit hole. I would be unlimited. I probably wouldn't sleep much, because I would love to do this for a career, not a living, just a career. If people would help out so I didn't have to work for a living. And at some point that happens, but apparently not at this moment.
I'm just giving you a little teaser right now.
And that's what he did. He gave me that little teaser at that time, and then he's giving everybody else another teaser about time travel, because apparently I traveled through time by taking footage like this out of the art museum, lining it up with my footage. There's Michael, the Archangel with the head of Goliath. And then there's Robin Hood in the video Send Me an Angel, which I picked out of the 33 songs. But if you wanted something that was super concrete, no doubt about it, it happened within 9 minutes and 11 seconds. The first time that I went to the art museum on my wife's birthday, on 3/23/2023. Just look at Bono's hair. His actual hair highlights has the same dragon skin scale. On the dragon's face, with the scales through his face, he has this same arrow type of a color scheme to the face as the dragon. And Bono's looking at my video. He's looking at my video. You can see his eyes are planted on how to. He's like over here. Let's say he's over here, and he's looking at this video, and he's looking to make sure that he can see exactly how to line up, so he can take his arm and go just like the same with the dragon. See, her eye is plucked out. She has a very concave, but yet the exact imprint of the same image of an eyeball. Just this one is opened up halfway here, and this one is completely not there. As I'm showing the dragon's eye, it's this eye and her eye. The same, you see the skull and bones, you see the skull cut out and the bones of the nose and the skull and bones. So this is, to me, I've interpreted, whether I'm right or wrong, I've interpreted that this is the Queen of Heaven. When she dies, she becomes a locust from the pit, which is the dragon, because it represents the dragon system. So she's Queen of Heaven, locust from the pit, dragon, and all that together, Bono is going to sing just like the dragon. After I show you the dragon skin on her cheek has the same dragon skin right here, and then you just got the dragon skin all over the place. She has it here, she got it there on her forehead. It's the same age. And then to top it off, Bono's arm lines up exactly at the same exact time. Just the same exact time. And it's the arm of the dragon. And his mouth is opened up right here. The microphone. He has a microphone here. He's getting ready to open his mouth as wide as the dragon. Right about there. Right there, right there, right there. Building appears, and so on and so forth, and forever and ever and ever. Amen.